Hello lovelies! Welcome back to my channel. If you want to build a softer, more intentional, cozy life, but don't know how just yet, I'm Jordan, Cozy Creative, helping you build a life you don't need a vacation from by sharing hobbies, productivity tips, and more. Today, we're going to dive into February goals, do a bit of reflecting, and start planning for the month of March. If it is mid-March or March 20-something and you have not even looked at your goals, it's okay. There's still time. You are not behind. You are not late. You can reflect and review your goals at any point in time. These videos are great accountability for me so that I can make sure that on a monthly basis, I've got some sort of goal planning system that I can refer back to, and I keep all of my goals and trackers in Notion. Not sponsored yet.
Quick PSA. If you are into customizing your tech, if you're into aesthetics, if you love the wallpaper background that I have right now for my Mac, I will leave the storefront on Etsy linked for you. The artist name is Sabine. I believe her storefront is called App Icon Studio, if I'm remembering correctly, but I will leave it linked down below. Just a shout out. She makes wallpapers, widgets. You can customize your apps on your iPhone. Check it out. Not sponsored. We don't partner together. I just love her stuff. And while I am opening up Notion, I just figured I would share. I will do a quick run through. If you have not seen my February check-in or my 2026 goal planning video, I will leave them linked for you. Definitely check them out. Notion in particular offers so much flexibility when life doesn't really go your way, or maybe when things happen in the first quarter of the year that you were not expecting, or you feel like you're off track. Being able to do a bit of digital planning alongside some journaling and paper planning, I find that entire ecosystem just makes for a really healthy approach to goal setting and planning. If you have not written down a 2026 goal or intention or resolution, if you have not reflected on last year, check out my videos. Maybe you'll get some inspiration, not just in terms of reflecting, but also figuring out what you want to focus on. Typically, I would remind myself and review my yearly goals. I made this dashboard. I love this little bar. I would say like the quarterly bar. Anytime the bar gets close to the end, it does give me a bit of anxiety, but we're only 20% of the year. We've got 80% of the year left to do whatever we want to do, to spend our time however we want, and to build a cozy, intentional life, and we can do it together. So these are my intentions: song of the year, word of the year, my quarterly focus. And so I really just like to really ground myself in what I'm focusing on for the year and get that long-term view. Then I like to do my supporting actions. So these are quarterly and monthly goals, if you will. So every quarter is going to have a page, and within that page, I will do 3 months at a time because I am adopting a strategy from this book called The 12-Week Year. If you haven't read it, highly recommend. It helps to think of your goals in terms of quarters because that's just long enough for you to see some progress in whatever it is that you want to focus on or whatever it is that you want to achieve. But it's short enough that if something is not working for you, you want to change something in your life shifts, you've got that flexibility. That's how I approach goal setting. Here you can see the monthly goal dashboard. This is way too many goals for February. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. Like, how many goals is this? I should add a sum at the bottom of this table. Anyway, let's go through it and let's see what we've completed, what we didn't complete, and do a bit of reflecting on the month of February. Locking in my supporting actions, that's all of these. It's done. Continuing posting in Cove. If I didn't mention it in the last video, I've discovered this app called Cove that I really like. It is a great combination of 2014 Instagram, Pinterest meets 1 second a day, if you're familiar with the app. It's kind of like they smashed all of those things together, and I've really been loving it. I'm not doing it for anybody but myself. It gives you more flexibility than 1 second every day, and that's literally exactly how it sounds. It's one picture, one video every single day versus you can build certain coves for certain things. So I'm like tracking my OOTD. Me and my friend have a shared cove where we motivate each other with gym pictures. You can do journal prompts. If I feel like February flew by, which I do, and March is also flying by, I can literally open up my cove and just do a quick scan of what I was up to in the month. How was I feeling? And it's just a really good way to get highlights for the day and for the month. So I'm going to say complete. We'll probably repeat this monthly, but for February, we can mark it as complete. House projects and resets. I always have laundry. I don't know why it's the one chore that I cannot get ahead on, but I am so behind on my laundry. I probably have too many clothes. So there is like a declutter your closet, Jordan, and get rid of and donate your stuff. That is a 2026 plan. I will say for February, I didn't really do too much here. I wanted to declutter my jewelry and I didn't. I wanted to like go through my perfumes and throw away the empty bottles that like I cannot refill, but I'm just keeping them because the bottles are pretty. The only thing I did do in February was schedule my cleaning service. Thank goodness. So we're going to say on track. I keep going back and forth on if I want to call something on track or in progress. So I think at the end of the day, it's a snapshot. So eventually, the more that we go through goal setting and updates and plan with me's and those sorts of things, these goals are lagging indicators. All of these things have happened in the past. So I think I just go back and forth with status. Like, should I do 2 columns? Like, did I do the thing in the month? Versus I would probably mark a lot of these as on track because I'm on track. I didn't do everything I wanted to do, but I did some things. So if there's like a word or a phrase or a status that's not in progress, because I don't know why I struggle with that phrasing so much, but leave a comment down below. What you would call the state where like you've done some things, but like you still have things to do. We're just going to say on track. That's how I am interpreting that for now. My Lent ins and outs. I am Christian and we are gearing up towards Easter. So me and my friend just set a few intentions for Lent. If you're really interested in my dashboard, I've got like a widget for a Notion page, obviously, that I'm using to track my Lent ins and outs, some of the habits that I want to keep up with. I'm going to say completed because I made the dashboard for it. I put the widget on my phone for accountability and I've been best that I can trying to check off everything daily. So we're going to say complete. This, I think I talked about in a previous video, so I won't really go into it, but stuff that you have on your monthly or quarterly goals that just isn't working for you anymore, or maybe mid-month, like me, mid-month, I just decided I'm not going to do this thing. And so I removed it, but I didn't want to delete it from the overall tracker. So that's why I removed as a status. Set up 3 1-day. Oh, I don't know why the spacing looks so strange to me right there. I thought it said set up 3 1-day plans. I don't think that I can share it yet, but I do have some really exciting news on the novel revisions front. And so I'm just going to say complete for now. Sign up for Pimsleur. I did it. I think I've completed at least 3 lessons, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Finished my gem painting. I'm on track. I didn't finish it. So honestly, for March, I might think about rephrasing this. But the point is, in February, I wanted to do a winter craft. That was like my goal for the personal category in Q1. And so having a specific craft to do, like with the accountability of a specific person to do it with, is something that I like wanted to incorporate into the supporting action. So we're going to say on track. See, tell me why these 2 things feel so different to me. So finishing my gem painting, I'm on track because I've done it, done a little bit of it, but it's not done yet. And that to me feels completely fine. Like hobbies are supposed to be things that you put down and don't pick up again, or put down and come back later, or like whatever. But tell me why that doesn't feel the same as like on track for a house reset, or on track for like organizing something that I said I would, or any of the other projects that are in like the house category for me. Like those 2 feelings don't feel the same, even though the concept is literally the same. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if that makes sense. But I don't know why, like with this sort of stuff, I just am, I don't know that you could be on track. So that's the on track status debacle. Pilates, we removed. I talked about it in the last video. Pickleball, I removed. I talked about it in the last video. More Pilates removed. I talked about it in the last video. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. TLDR is I got into a pretty bad car crash. Somebody ran a stop sign and hit me and totaled my car. So I've been in a recovery stage. Obviously, I'm very grateful to be here still, and I'm very grateful for where I am. I would say it's also quite a disruptive thing to have to experience financially, emotionally, mentally. My job, for example, is a role that I need to be in the office for physically a few times per week. How am I supposed to do that now without a car? This crash has absolutely just disrupted a lot in my life through no fault of my own. And I would just say it's definitely derailed, or maybe not derailed. I'm going to say postponed. because we're being flexible with our goals and we're not putting too much pressure on ourselves. So I'm going to say the experience that has happened to me, the situation that I'm finding myself in, has postponed some of my health and fitness goals. But we are only 20% of the way through the year. And so once I get through true recovery, then I think I can start focusing on body recomp and building muscle again and like doing Pilates and building my core and whatever. I think we're just going to consider health and fitness for February removed. But I will say I might just put this as postponed because eventually we'll get back to this. This had a very specific deadline, so let's keep it as removed. And this had a very specific deadline, so we can keep that as removed as well. Continuing to listen to spiritual podcasts, and I have been leaning heavy, y'all, on the affirmations app. I feel like I talk about it in every video, so I won't really get into it here, but watch one of my previous videos if you're interested in the app. But I am definitely going to say complete because I've been doing this almost daily, sometimes multiple times per day. Financially, building a new infrastructure and ecosystem. Complete. I actually had one more thing to do, like one more account to set up, and I did it. And we can reimagine what this is going to look like in March. Updating my wealth management dashboard, not complete because I didn't do it. Do you see how clear the not complete status is as compared to on track? Posting my holiday highlights vlog on YouTube, I did. I feel like I want like a notes section actually, now that I'm like going through this and I have all these thoughts. So let's do text. Maybe it's reminders could be cute. Reminders, pick cute. Oops, category already has that. Can tell I like that. What icon do we want? Maybe a pin. Nope, goals already has the pin. Man, maybe this one. Okay, continue in March. Oops. And maybe that'll make the on track things feel a little bit better to me. Again, I don't know what is up with me, but I don't know. For some reason, this house project, that's really getting to me. But we're going to say I did start some things. We're going to continue them in March. Sorry, I'm going back through really quickly so that I can put in all my reminders. This we talked about, Pimsler we talked about, but I will say continue in March so that I remember to keep that on the March supporting actions. Gem painting, continue in March. Pickleball, revisit, pickleball, summer. I'm not over it. I'm not over it. I was so looking forward to the season, but that's okay. Somebody bring me back. It's okay. We're going to revisit for summer. Okay. This continue in March. This continue in March. As you and I are going through this now, think about how many things I'm removing, changing, updating. And then you can see that as I'm reflecting in real time, what that's going to translate to in terms of March goal setting. Wealth management, I'm definitely going to have to do this March because I have my financial planner in April and I've got to actually prep for that. Posting this vlog, I did it. Oh, you can tell I've been in here. Look at all the YouTube stuff. And still, I'm always feeling behind on YouTube. But okay, I posted my holiday highlight. The reminder I want to make is update because I think something went wrong with one of the images that I chose or just like the formatting of it. But that's posted if you want to go watch it. Canceling Zen business, I talked about in my last video, that's done. Posting my prep and reset vlog, that's done. I will leave it linked if you want to watch it. Posting this video, done. Which, love my February self trying to help my future March self. But the goal is to post 2 videos, which we can see on the YouTube annual goal. Just for Q1, it's post twice a month and I am on track, right? I am very pleased. I always seem to feel behind on YouTube, and maybe that's because I watch a lot of YouTube, but I'm not. I know that this is not pen and paper, but another reason why I love using this system for goal setting and planning is that it's black and white, and it is very clear to see, even though I might feel anxiety or I might feel behind or I might feel like I'm not on track or I might feel like everybody else is doing something that I'm not doing or I might feel like I have to catch up. Like, insert any feeling, you can clearly see I am not only on track with my February supporting actions, which are these, but I'm ahead, which is item number 3. So I like this version of goal setting because I'm like creating new categories and new columns in the dashboard, but also just like updating as we go. It's quite a flexible approach to goal setting, and the point is, it's very clear to see that I am on track. If you are feeling like you are behind, start writing stuff down. It doesn't have to be in Notion. I am obsessed with the platform. Get a post, put it on your fridge, use a whiteboard, grab an old journal, whatever it is, start writing down your goals. And if you are feeling any type of way, about your status, your progress, whatever, my advice would be write it down, because clearly you can see that it is the most helpful way to make sure that whatever it is that we're thinking up here is grounded in reality. And reality is what's actually on the page. Reality is what's in the dashboard. I don't know why for YouTube I always feel behind, but I'm not. So we're going to put proud of you, because I am. I am proud of myself. That's like crazy. So the only video that I need to post in the month of March would be the one I'm currently filming. And then updating my content schedule, I did that already. But okay. So way too many supporting actions in my personal opinion, but to be fair, we did remove a handful. This is where we are at for the month of February, and I'm quite excited. I think what I want to do now, I'm trying to figure out what is going to be the easiest way for me to create, or I guess recreate some of this for March. For the ones that I said to continue, I'm going to check them all, and let's see how good I am at Notion, y'all. Let's do this one, and maybe I'll just use this as an example. Let's do Command V. So exciting! Literally, it's just duplicating all of the items that I said that I wanted to continue in the month of March. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That honestly should be enough. But let us change these to March to make it easy on ourselves. Perfect. Then we can go to the filter. So see, having one dashboard, in my opinion, for all 12 months of would get chaotic. Yes, you could filter. Yes, I could keep this one page, but I will say, already looking at all these supporting actions, this is just 3 months. So I can't imagine having more than that. Let's filter by the month of March and let's get to it. So excited. Bear with me, y'all. We're going to say continue house stuff. Not started. Do I want to change anything in here? I really just want to be done with laundry. Like, I don't want to do another load of laundry again in my entire life. I have so much to do. The jewelry declutter, I still would like to do that. So let's move that here for this month. And let's move it to the top so I don't forget. Okay. I think this is pretty darn good. And that's probably enough. I don't actually know that I want to even keep all of this on here, meaning I am not expecting to get to all of it in the month of March, but I don't know. Let's leave it for now. Let ins and out. Yes, because that will continue through the month of March. So on track. Did I leave a... Oh, I did. I love Notion, y'all. Okay, if you're interested, the quick hits on my intentions for Lent is these are the things that I wanted to do more of. We're really working on this one. It's like hard. And less of these things, really working on this one. And also, this is hard. I ain't gonna lie. And then I did build an intentions dashboard. So a reminder of my mores and lesses, and then all of the activities that I wanted to track, my frequency. Originally, all of this said daily, and then I realized like I can't just go from 0 to 100, and it was quite unsustainable for me to expect myself to do that, and especially with waking up early. And so you can see, you can check every day of the week as you go. I love this progress bar because 80% ain't bad. That's a B. So I will take that all day, every day. And then if you did it 100% of the time, then you get a cute little complete check, and it's just very satisfying. So these are all the Lent ins and outs. I will probably honestly remove some of these. Like I'll probably remove this one. I'll probably remove this one because it just happens organically. I'll probably remove this one, although I do want to be challenged, so maybe I'll keep it for accountability. Anyway, that is the Lent ins and outs page. I'm glad that I've linked it already in this dashboard. Signing up for Pimsleur, I've done. We're going to say, how many lessons do I think is realistic to complete in the month of March? To be honest, at the time I'm filming this, it is mid-March, so there's 2 weeks left in a month. But let me see. I'm going to say Pimsleur lessons, Pimsleur Spanish lesson times 2. If I can get 2 lessons in, that seems reasonable to me. Not started. Craft. Maybe I'll just put 1 or craft. I don't know. What y'all think? The goal for this one, let me go back. Where are my cozy hobby? Winter crafts, Spanish, we've talked about, novel revisions. We're on track. I'll just say that. How do I want to do this? Because I'm also trying to think, what if I don't want to do gem painting in the month of March? What if me and my mom want to do something else? Let me just say one hobby / crafts. And she loves crafts and hobbies. So it's just good bonding time too. Pro tip, there's something that you want to do and you also want to spend time with another person. For example, I really try to be diligent about like calling my parents every once in a while, checking up on my brother, but I also like want time to play video games and I want time to craft. So we've merged that and it's been working out pretty well. So my brother and I will literally just put each other on FaceTime or like speakerphone and play a little bit of Mario Kart and catch up. You're kind of like checking it off, knocking off all the birds with all the stones. So wait, is that the saying? Cute. Oh, and birds are my favorite animal actually, so I don't really like that saying. Just like knocking out multiple things. It is a multi-layered approach to spending time with your loved ones, sharing your hobby with your loved ones, and spending time doing it. That's the point. Not started, reminders, gem painting, or maybe she'll want to do a paint by number. We'll see. It might be kind of cute for me and my mom to do a paint by number. I'll see if I can vlog a little bit of it for you. Health and fitness. Again, I'm so upset, but I'm just going to say build recovery team, build recovery and care team on track. Let's duplicate this. How else do I want to think about my health in the month of March, y'all? The benefits of doing this real time is you get me real time, but the cons of doing this real time is I actually sometimes need time to think about things. I don't know. I feel like eventually I'm going to be in physical therapy or I'm going to be hopefully like progressing on my recovery journey. But right now I'm in the stage where I'm still building my care team. I would like to, by the end of the month, have all the treating providers that I'm going to have identified. So I'm going to say that's good. Focus on recovery, recover, rest and recover. I don't know. I like want something tangible for health and fitness, but I'm also aware of my limitations at this point in time. So what if we just say focus on rest, recover? That feels very gentle, doesn't it? Very soft, very cozy. So that's fine. Financial infrastructure is built. So review my ecosystem just to make sure I've got everything in place. I've done everything that I wanted to do. Not started. Update this. That's I guess this column shouldn't be called reminders because it's really just notes. But this not started. What did I mean by this? Update Apple subscription payment. So what did I mean by that? I guess that's self-explanatory. Update payment for all subscriptions. What else do I need to update? There was something else I wanted to do tied in with my ecosystem and it just flew out of my brain. I do have a level 8 concussion, so bear with me. What was the thing I wanted to do for my finances, y'all? Streamline expenses. Like, actually, now that I've got a cute little reminder section, this is so nice. Whose idea was this? I'll give, the thing I'm thinking about, honestly, is like my HOA. So I will use that as the example. The gist of this is like, right now, my monthly HOA fees, housing association fees, come from a specific account. I would like to change that account. And there are a couple of other like bills and expenses that I have to do that for. So I'm just gonna say streamline expenses. That feels pretty good. What else financially? Review the ecosystem, update the dashboard ahead of my meeting, streamline and update payments. Do we want to get into the budgeting in the month of March? That's something that I'm wondering. Like, if you haven't seen my Reset Your Finances video, there is a spreadsheet that I use to budget, track my finances, track my investments, my savings, all of that. I'm just wondering if that's going to be too much for the month of March when I should be focused on my rest and recovery. Let's keep it up. We can always come back and revisit the month of March. YouTube posts. Are these vlogs? Would we consider these to be vlogs, y'all? Someone leave a comment down below. March video. And if you want to get technical, we could duplicate this and say, Phil, in March, plan with me video. And we're on track because I'm filming it right now. Post it. Yep, I agree. Review my monthly schedule is needed. Again, I think I'm ahead at this point in time, but we're going to say started, posted, not started, but filming is on track. I do want to post like a special anniversary edition of the YouTube experiment. So let's duplicate this once more and say script and film, maybe script and film one here. I've been procrastinating posting it because I don't know why I feel like I need to like memorize everything about my experience before I film it. I think I'm ultimately just going to make a Notion page and either like screen share like this because I will have my notes in front of me, but then it will hopefully feel conversational, and or I might just have my iPad next to me because I film using my iPhone. So I might have my iPad with my notes. And just, I saw another creator do that. And I'm not mad at it if you're not mad at it. So let's say script and film. Do I want to film it? And I do. Because I started my channel mid-March. I would like to at least film the thing mid-March, even if I don't post it in mid-March. So that's good. Not started. Build a Notion. Y'all know I love me some Notion. Okay. What else for YouTube? Filming this video, posting this video, scripting and filming my YouTube experiment, celebrating 1 year on YouTube, which is so cool. And then reviewing the content. That's probably good for YouTube. What category are we missing? Personal, hobbies, health, financial, and YouTube. That's 5. Personal, hobbies, health, financial, YouTube. We are missing spiritual disciplines, the most important one. I am still in my rooting season. And I would say, especially now, I think that when things happen that you don't necessarily expect, it can be quite difficult to endure whatever that thing is. So I'll use myself as the example. I've experienced something that is quite disruptive, but I know to whom I belong. And that is never something that will be disrupted. Like, my faith is always something that I can lean on. God's presence is always something that is steady and strong. And he is turning this around for my good. I do believe it's just taken way longer than I would personally like it to take, because I want to go play pickleball and do Pilates. But I don't know. I would just say this heart posture of anchoring myself in the Lord and really just like taking things at his pace. There was a while there where I was really trying to control a lot, because I think that particularly for like medical things, it's quite hard to get quality healthcare in the United States, in my personal opinion and my personal experience. And so it's like, I could call and schedule all these things, but just for certain reason, I was told that I couldn't do that. And so I just remember this one time I was feeling super frustrated. I just want to get on the books. Do you know how long it takes to get on the schedule of a doctor? And that's a very specific time slot for new patients, because I am not an established patient. Anyway, I just remember I was feeling quite frustrated, and I was like, you know what, God, you got it. You are carrying the team, because I ain't got it. I'm done. Like, I'm so tired. It's hard to be the patient and the patient advocate. So I remember I was like asleep on my sofa watching Fruits Basket, and the phone rang. It was somebody from the physical therapy office to call and schedule. And so I just heard God be like, yo, listen, this is what I can do while you're asleep, baby. Just go rest and let me take care of it. So I'm really resonating with the rooting season right now. I think what I might do is just hit here, move to the top, and let's change the category, clear the reminder. We're going to say on track, because I have been really trying to let go. Let God manage the thing I cannot control. Because I think for me, like, maybe it's a bit of arrogance, but I'm like, I have great project management skills. I work in corporate. I've been in corporate for almost a decade. I went to business school. Like, I have great project management skills. When something like this happens, you find yourself having to project manage your entire life, right? You've got to get on the phone with insurance and medical providers, and you've got to do scheduling, and you've got to rearrange stuff. I still have to work full time. There's just a lot to manage. And so having project management skills comes in handy. But I do think I was a little bit arrogant in the sense that I was like, I can do all this better than everybody else, meaning I could call and schedule myself faster than sitting on my hands and waiting for somebody else to call, because if I wait for them to call, I'm going to be waiting for forever. Which, that's a real experience for a lot of people. But anyway, I just say all that to say, even if I could, and even if I believe that I can get myself on a schedule, maybe faster, do things more efficiently on my recovery journey, that may be true. However, I can't do them better than God. I can't do them faster than God. I can't do them more efficiently than God. Like, I cannot do the job better than God, even if I can do it better than some of these providers. That is something that I have really learned in the last month or so, couple of months. And letting go can be really hard. Our circle of control is quite small. However, I have been experiencing a lot less anxiety around, oh my God, this place didn't call me, or I'm not on the schedule, or whatever. Like, I have really just been trying to let go and let God do. And I think that he has rewarded me for that. So being obedient has its rewards. So I think for this month, I really just want to let him take the wheel. As they say, he's carrying the team. I just want to let it play out, be obedient to the steps that he has ordered me, and just anchor myself in his truths. That feels like enough. That feels good. As somebody who like is quite organized and like productive and efficient, and like, I don't like to waste my time. I don't like to waste other people's time. Letting go is enough. So I think that's everything, y'all. Why are there so many? It's March 13th. So I guess you could say I do have 2 weeks. But to get 15 things done in 2 weeks does feel like a lot. So let's just make sure that there's nothing that I can remove. These, oh, fun. This is a good learning for anybody who's new to Notion. Just because you have a filter on one, these are called views. And so this is a table view of this database. Just because you have one filter on, which is this, the month of March, doesn't necessarily mean the filter will carry over to a second view. So this is what they call a board view of my monthly goals database, inline database. So let's see, we can get this. I'm so good at Notion. Trust me, it took a minute to learn how to use it, but God, once you start using Notion for whatever it is, for me, it's my entire life, I promise, not sponsored yet, you will never go back. Okay, so month of March. Let's just like fresh perspective, take a clear view, and let's just make sure we feel good. I could probably remove or combine some of this stuff. Okay, hobbies, doing something with my mom, and doing 2 Spanish lessons. That feels reasonable for the next 2 weeks. This could be quite quick. This might take some time, but I'm wondering if these are one and the same. So I might just say review it and streamline expenses. So I can just knock that one out, and then you can right click and delete this one. We can move this up here because it's going to take me the least amount of time. And I think this will take me, honestly, the most amount of time. But that's okay. We've got 2 supporting actions in hobbies, 3 supporting actions in finances, the 2 supporting actions for health, because I'm not really doing fitness right now. Building my care team, we're going to put that at the top because I can't really recover fully if I don't have a full care team. And resting and recovering, not pushing it. I think that's good. There's 2 supporting actions for health and fitness. How cute is this view? I love it so much. So these 3, that's half of the categories that I've decided to focus on for the year. Let's move a little bit to the right. Keeping my Lent ins and outs feels good to me. I might just go back in that dashboard that I showed you and pair it back so that I can focus on 3 things for the rest of March and into April, or like 4 things. Lent, in my opinion, isn't just about giving up a bunch of stuff, right? That's why I take the approach of ins and outs, because I also think Lent can be about inviting things into your life, inviting the characteristics of the person that you want to become. Like for me, it's waking up earlier. I want to invite that in and really focus on that for Lent. So I think I'm going to keep that in person and then continuing my house project. Honestly, y'all, I'm debating if, I'm like, don't do it, girl. I'm debating if I want to remove this. Maybe house projects. Maybe I'll just pick one. Maybe I'll one home reset plus laundry. It feels doable in 2 weeks. I can make sure that this is scheduled and I can slog through my laundry. I can add a cute little heading. Additional home resets. So if in the month of March, aka the next 2 weeks, I happen to get to any of these things, peeps, we can duplicate this header and we can make sure that we are clear that this is this month's focus. And that takes a lot of the pressure off for me and just makes it feel a little bit more doable. So bear with me as I update this page. But yeah, that feels pretty good. Something reasonable to focus on. And if I get to these things, great. And if I don't, great. So that feels a lot better for me on the personal side of things. So see how like even just getting a different view, literally like visually looking at your goals in a different way, how like in real time you can see that help me to like refine. We already spent so much time on this, right? But the fact that in Notion, again, die hard, stand for this platform, even just switching to a different view of your goals can help you think about them in a different way. They are organized in a bit of a different way. It is visually very quick to see where we're at. So I think I'm good on the personal. Spiritual, we talked, I'm gonna really focus on that. YouTube, I feel like I could probably knock one of these off. Let's check the content schedule really quick. I know this isn't exactly what you asked for in the plan with me, but it's all related because a monthly content schedule is planning. What's in the queue? A garden vlog. And what am I filming now? March. Okay, let me just do this really quick because I think it will help me. March, plan with me. Maybe I'll move this. Let's move this to up next. Put a space in between. This voiceover belongs here. voiceover script, if you will. And then we've still got so much backlog content. I ain't even mad. Okay, this is correct because I do need to film it. Celebrating a year on YouTube, we talked about. I really want to film this video so that I can like talk to you guys about my hobbies and how I feel like it's okay to put them down and never pick them back up again. But that might just be like eventually moved to the queue. And then this is what we're filming right now. So honestly, if I can edit and post this in the month of March, I feel pretty good. And I've got a clear view on what's up next. And like obviously whatever's in the queue can change. And then you can see down here, these are all of the literal, all of these videos are filmed. And all of this content is filmed and needs to be edited. So much content. I feel pretty good about that actually. And in real time, we can complete something. So I'm just going to say complete. We just did it together. And I'm pretty clear on, I'm pretty clear on like first things first, film this, which I'm doing now, post that, which I will do later, script and film this. And then I've already done this. And that's it, you guys. That's it. Editing Jordan here. If you want a deeper book review of the novels that I am reading for the year, leave a comment down below. For now, I think what I want to do is just add, these are the books that I have read so far. It's still the month of March, so I guess technically this goes down here. But I just want to update this especially these parts. It's a new format for, I'll show you really quickly. In years past, I would have done a table like this. These are all the books I read in 2023. These are all the books I read in 2024. So basically this is the new database, but I don't want to recreate it. Like, I don't want to have to dump all of my 2023, 2024, or 2025 books into this database. I just inserted the 2024 database, 2025, which was last year. These are all the books that I read. And I think that in my 2025 reflection video that's been posted, I actually do a quick yap about these books. So check that out if you want to hear more of my views and my insights on the books that I read last year. Honestly, I'm just trying to build the books list and get caught up. So that's what I want to be focused on for now, and just reorganizing a bit of the library page, trying to figure out how I want that to look. Let's see. I'm thinking we can play with the sizing later, maybe. Let's just add these. We can duplicate Red Rising, and I'm gonna put Golden Sun, which was a February book. So if I open this, you can see in the side pane, but I'll give you a center peek. So this would be Golden Sun. Author is the same. So essentially it's just copied over those properties. I'm going to change the date to February 1st, date finished, end of Feb. Honestly, I don't know when I finish these books exactly, and I don't care. Like, the day that I finish the book doesn't matter to me as much as the month that I finish the book. Days reading, if I cared about how many days it takes me to read a book or the exact date that I start or finish a book, I think what this is intended to do is you can put your dates. This will tell you how many days based on these that you spent reading. So because I put the entire month of February, it's basically saying it took you 27 days to read it, which may or may not be true. Current page just made it up just so that this would say 100. If you say current page 10, that changed to 3%, or current page 100, that will change to 33%. Because I'm done with the book and I just want the progress bar to be pretty, I'm just going to put that. So now you can see here, I've got this book that I'm 65 of the way finished, give or take. I don't know, because I'd have to go into my Spotify and check it. And then I completed in January Red Rising, in February Golden Sun. Just duplicate again. Why not? I will do flex mode by this guy. Oops. Jeez. This should sit flex by this author. I think I have to add an author, but I'm wondering how to search linked pages in authors. If I just want to write his name, can I do that? No. Ugh. That's going to get on my nerves. There's a separate dashboard. So eventually, you even see here how these are all under Pierce Brown. I can go into the author's database and basically say, hey, here's all the books I've ever read by Pierce Brown, or here's all the books I've ever read by Rebecca Yarros, although I read Fourth Wing and wouldn't recommend it. So it's I have to add a new page. Let's see if this will work, to put this author, who I will never read anything again. It was just a random book that I found on Amazon and I wanted to read it. The good news is you can link it, so that's not bad. But yeah, this is interesting. Hey, you could track how many books you've read by this author. So let's open Pierce Brown, because I know it's not the same, but we can remove this from him. I would have read these 3. It's too bad you can't put them in order. The series would be selected new series. Why? See, I don't know if I'm going to like this. There's too many databases for me in this, but I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try for the rest of Q1. So this is now what the author's page looks like. And then if I go back down to my original database that I've been trying to edit, you can see here, this is not true. This book is there a self-help category? Informational, self-help, not fake. It was a paperback, and cover doesn't really matter to me right now. I would give it a 2. Didn't tell me anything I didn't already know, if that makes sense. February, I finished it. I'm not going to put it as a favorite. 2026 is correct. Who cares about the pages? Okay, so hopefully that looks good. You can see if I cared about the covers, which it's all going to be Morningstar for right now because I keep duplicating it. But if I cared about the covers, one, there's a favorites. You can see here how I can put my favorite books, which I would leave all of these here. I would just change the cover. Or there is a tab. I think that's a series. Maybe the cover appears. No, it doesn't. So where else would the covers matter? Quotes, maybe? Nope. Just get a whole tour of the whole dashboard. Because these especially are new to me. I just made this last month because I think it's cute. And so eventually when I get enough of an audience, enough engagement, I'll start doing a TBR jar. So the books that I read will be based on what you select. So whichever of these gets the most votes, or I would write down on a piece of paper 1 through 100, throw all those in a jar, and then go from there. This was going to be me starting to track books that I actually have physically on my bookshelf And then literally this is my TBR. So stuff I want to read, I just will find and haven't read yet. Except look at this, Red Rising. TBD on this because my mom actually found an app where you can like scan all your books. And so I think that'll be a faster way to catalog what's on my shelf. What else about the library? Let's maybe do the 3 for March and call it a day. So reading now, Morningstar I did. So we can delete this. We know it's by Pierce Brown. Eventually in the month of March, I know that I will finish it. We can duplicate this twice. Summing just author. I wish I could just type. Maybe I can't. How do you spell her name? This time. Okay. Enter. Yay. Okay. Oh, wait. Why does it still have Pierce Brown? Oh, look at that. Okay, I am mad at it. If I could type it in real time, I am mad at it. Alison Stoner. This is an autobiography. Her voice acting, by the way, I borrowed the book from Libby. Her voice acting is so good. She does the voices very well. Murder. I like that that's a category. Where is... Wow, it's interesting. The person who made this didn't put auto vehicle as a category. That's interesting to me. Okay, so that's what this is. It's an audiobook, except it's not on Spotify. It's on Libby. And the rest of this, I would say so far, I'm like, I've finished 2 hours and 45 minutes, and the total book is 8 hours and 45 minutes. So far, I would say I would give it a 4. Quite interesting. This will be in the month of March. I don't know that I would put it as a favorite. This is correct. I don't really care about this right now, but I guess you could technically say, excuse me, guess you could technically do current page, let's say 2.45. Total pages would be 8.45. Does that do some sort of math? Sure, why not? Let's try it. So that's that. And actually, it's not a part of a series, so why does it say? Oh, that says empty. Okay, so that's done. That's been added. Then I don't love the like date finished, but I don't want to mess with it because then it will mess with the formulas and then you don't get this cute progress bar. Let's maybe add this and then we can be done. Then I would say this was berries. Those just came out and I've been obsessed the graphic audio versions. And so Spotify has all of those and you get 15 hours of listening with a premium Spotify membership, not sponsored. So I've been like eating up my audiobook hours because the acting is just really, really good. And it's like a production in your ears, which is the point. Okay, I'm reading like 3 books now at the same time. Yeah, I don't know how to spell basilisk, so paste it. Copy. Author's name is Lindsay Straub. So let's see if it'll let me paste. Okay, cool. Make sure we remove Pierce Brown. It is a spicy book. A romance. It has basilisks and humans, and it's like a royal, the setting is like royal, like there's like a prince and a king. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but paranormal actually should be on here. No, I'm gonna say paranormal because it has a basilisk, and I know it's not a vampire or a werewolf or like a witch, but does not like fit in the same category. I actually think I'm almost done. Let's check Spotify, and then my laptop is on 9%, so whatever we don't get done in this time, it'll have to wait until the March monthly review, which I hope that you will come back for, of Spotify audiobooks. Is the Basilisk. I have 10 hours left. That's crazy. So I'm like 50% of the way in. So let's say current page is 10. I have 10 hours and 2 minutes left. Total pages would be 20, if math. So yeah, I'm about 50% of the way in. I cannot believe that I've listened to 10 hours of this book. I definitely was listening to it on 2 times speed. All my peeps out there that have a regular cycle, you know when you get to that phase in your cycle called ovulation and you're just craving a certain type of content? That's what this, I don't even know if you can see it from here, but that's what this spicy content is. At that point in time, when I was at that phase in my cycle, I was craving this sort of content. So I like went in for the 10 hours and then I ran out of audiobook listening hours and I was like, I miss listening to Red Rising. So I cannot believe this has 10 hours left. That's crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I honestly thought at this point in time we'd be almost done. But okay, we know that I'm like 50% of the way done. Morningstar, did I check that already? Might as well if we're gonna be in Spotify. This says I have 10 hours and 28 minutes left. Ugh, did I just start this? Oh no. These are broken up into 2 parts. So there is like a Morningstar dramatized adaptation of the Red Rising Saga, book 3, and it's like Morningstar 1 of 2, and I'm listening now to Morningstar 2 of 2. If I go to my playlist, Morningstar 1 of 2 was, this says 5 minutes left. Is it going to tell me how many hours it was total? No, you're not. It's annoying. Let's assume 10. Let's assume 10. Because I just started Morningstar 2 of 2, and I have 10 and a half hours left, let's just do, like, I'm 50% of the way. So that math is easy because I don't actually care about the pages or the hours. We're going to say 1 of 2. Does that sound about right? Good enough for me. I'm halfway through. Semi-well adjusted. I'm on Libby. Let's see how far I can get before my loan is up. But I'm about 30% of the way through. Kiss the Basilisk. Oh, the fact that I know that I have 10 hours left of this, I don't want to. But I'm reading all of these right now. And honestly, I'm leaning into semi-well adjusted for the next 6 days until my Spotify listening hours comes back for these two. I think that's everything. This will be next. I probably spelled it wrong. Let me just triple check and then I will go to bed because it's literally 3. Open. This would say, y'all, we are racing against the clock. Computer that 8%. Why won't this let me change the author? Pierce Brown. Minimize Allison Stoner. Good. Okay. So that's next. We already know that it is a sci-fi dystopian. Love that for me. Audiobook on Spotify. Also love that for me. That's fine. Rating. I feel like it's already going to be good. But we'll see. I'll update it in the review. Blah, blah, blah. Current page. I'm just going to say 0 of, let's do 100 so I can start to use the 100% scales later. But, and then series would be Red Rising. Cute. Once I really start to fill this out, I think I'll appreciate all of the like links and pages and whatever. But for now, it's like I just want to get what I need to get on the page in the tracker. I've got my up next. We'll see if I want to keep this banner. But I think I'm just going to move it over here for right now. And then this year I've read so far 3 books. So we can update the tracker to 3. And what else? Oh, there's a gallery. So this is when the covers of the books. This is cute. Once like I get this going, that could be a really cute view. But okay, I'll move the TBR. What's on the timeline really quick? Ugh, hate it. Let's delete that view. Okay, here is the 2026 TBR. I don't know that I have a reading goal because I'm always reading, as you can see, since 2023, and obviously before I've been reading since the womb. But I do just want to track like how many books I'm reading and generally speaking, if I like them. And then later this year, I might consider moving this to my iPad because I have a cute little, for digital planning, like a page, like a template that I could fill in. So that might be something I want to do instead of continuing like this. But not a decision I need to make right now. So yeah, this is looking pretty good.
I hope that you found this walkthrough helpful. If you were just getting started on reflecting on the prior month, or you just needed some inspiration in terms of your goals for the month of March, happy to help. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. What's one thing that you want to focus on for the month of March? Until next time, keep it cozy.